One thing we haven't talked about yet, Tom, is soldering a valve. In this particular valve, there's Teflon seats inside. And if we overheat the valve, we're going to ruin those seats and then end up with a bad valve. So what I'd recommend when you're soldering these, you want to make sure that you get in with your heat, heat it up quickly, and get your torch away from it. And if you're afraid you're going to overheat your valve, I would take your heat off, just let this thing cool off. If it takes 15 minutes, let it cool, and then go down to this side and heat that. That way you can protect your valve. Okay. Another thing we want to make sure is that when you're soldering that your valve is open. So.
Okay. I see you've got a couple of saddle valves here too.
Well, yeah, I see a lot of these, and these are one of the things that I have a lot of problems with. I find a lot of leaks with them. They aren't code, and the main problems that we have is this rubber seal right here is what leaks. One thing that's great about them, though, is that they're very simple to put on. You just slip this right over the pipe here. This just literally slips right over. And when you tighten these down, and you can do this live, you can do this while the water's live. You just literally tighten the saddle right down onto that pipe. You end up turning this needle in, and it'll pierce the pipe. When you back it off, you're now live. So it's very simple, but you will probably have a leak eventually.
So this wouldn't be one you recommend?
Nope.
Okay.
One other problem with this valve is that this little needle here, that self-piercing, when that goes in, if you've got a lot of iron in your water, that thing will iron up and close up on you. So
it's pretty small.
Right. So this style here is a little bit better, does the same thing, but this time I'm going to have to shut the water off. I'm going to have to drill a hole large enough for this little port here to go into the pipe. So I'm shutting the water off, basically going through the same procedure, and I'm going to end up with a little better results. But if I'm going to go to shutting the water off, I might as well go a step further and put in a valve that's going to last a long time and work for me a lot better.
So if you do shut the water off, do you have to drain the lines on this too if you're using a power drill? Or?
I'd recommend it, because if you don't want water dripping out of there while you're drilling, ends up in your drill, could have a problem.
Well, this is the end of our plumbing video. I'd like to thank club member and master plumber Joe Robillard. Thanks, Joe. That was great.
Glad to help you out, Tom.
Well, I'm not suggesting that you're going to be a master plumber like Joe after just an hour like this, but if you'd like to master these leak-free plumbing techniques, I suggest you take some time. Practice all the techniques in your shop before you're installing a laundry tub. For the Handyman Club of America, I'm Tom Sweeney. Thanks for joining us.